Hello and welcome. This is We Make Art, and I'm your host, Renaissance woman and founder of Elemental Alchemy, Sarah Rockwood. Today, I'm going to talk to the artist who has stepped away from her art. Maybe for weeks, maybe for months, maybe years, maybe for so long that part of you feels embarrassed to even call yourself an artist anymore. Because when we've been away from our art for a long time, we start to ask ourselves, what if too much time has passed? What if the vision of me who made things, dreamed things, felt ideas moving through her body, what if she belonged to another life? A younger life, a braver life, before the burnout and illness and relationships and day jobs and children and simply long seasons of trying to survive what we endure in this modern world. And if that is where you are right now, I want to say something clearly. Your art is not gone. It is waiting patiently, without judgment, for you to return. Art may have stopped arriving in ways you recognize from past seasons of your life. You know, those bolts of inspiration, staying up all night working on a project, those years of camaraderie and competition we had in art school, or long Sundays spent reading about our favorite artist or strolling through a gallery. But I know your art has not left you. I know art is more faithful than that. I know the artist in us can survive long silences. I know that she can curl herself around one tiny ember and keep it warm for years. I know this because I've lived it. I have sat before the empty page, terrified that the art won't come, that I've ignored her for so long that she's disappeared, gone for good. And it took time. It took more than a single attempt to coax her back, but she did come back. The art came back. And now our relationship is stronger than ever. So I know art can wait beneath the noise, beneath the obligations, the exhaustion, the life you had to live in order to make it to right now, to be here today. And when the time comes, your art begins to stir. Sometimes gently, sometimes inconveniently, sometimes as a sudden ache in your chest when you see someone making the thing you secretly long to make. Sometimes you'll be scrolling through social media and hear her whisper, I miss this. I miss me. And that ache can be painful because longing arrives with teeth. It asks, where have you been? Why did you leave me? How much time have we lost? And if you're not careful, if you're too hard on yourself, that ache can become shame. You'll start thinking about all the things you did not make, all the time you quote unquote wasted. And suddenly, instead of returning to your art, you are standing at the doorway, punishing yourself for how long it took you to arrive. And I'm begging you, do not turn the threshold into a courtroom. You are not on trial. Your life happened. Your body happened. Your survival happened. Your responsibilities happened. Your heartbreak happened. Your nervous system did what it had to keep you here. And through all of that, the artist in you waited. That is devotion. The sacred hidden devotion of something inside you refusing to die. Even when you could not feed it, even when you could not name it, even when you thought it was gone for good, it remained. Your art is always there for you. And the art that wants to come through you now could only be made by this version of you. The one with scars, the one with discernment, who knows the cost of silence, the one who no longer wants to act like everything's okay, the one who is ready to create from something deeper within them. This is why returning to art can feel so tender. You are not simply returning to a hobby. I didn't mean to diss hobbies so hard in my tone of voice there. But no, you are not simply returning to a hobby. You are returning to part of yourself that may have been waiting in the dark for a very, very long time. So of course you feel nervous. Of course you feel resty. Of course you need to go slowly. But please hear me. You do not have to return as the artist you used to be. You'll wreck yourself if you keep looking back, if you try to recapture who you once were. Because guess what? You're more interesting now. You have lived, you have loved, you have experienced things that will enrich your work in ways your younger self couldn't even comprehend. I want to see the work of women who stand in the moment of life they are in without apology, well rested, well resourced, and in conversation with their body, their spirit, and their art. And that's going to look very different for everyone, and that is amazing. Maybe you used to write for hours, and now you write for 10 minutes. Awesome. Maybe you used to dance full out, and now you sway in your kitchen. Fabulous. Maybe you used to paint huge canvases, and now you make small marks in a sketchbook. Fantastic. It all counts. It all leads us home. Because the goal is not to immediately become productive again. The goal is to be with your art again. To rebuild trust, to show the artist in you, I will not force you. I will not shame you. I will meet you here in the quiet, in the awkward beginning, in the small, honest gesture, and from there, something will grow. This is where so many artists get trapped. They think the return has to be dramatic, but often the return is so small. You know, pausing to jot down the idea in your phone instead of pushing it aside. Singing through some of your favorite pieces from college, full out in the car, instead of listening to your usual playlist. Keeping your head up on the treadmill while picturing yourself walking across a stage. It's a private promise to your art. I am listening. That's how art returns. Your art was waiting, not gone, and you are allowed to come home to it. Well, hard left segue. I didn't, when I planned out this episode, I didn't expect myself to get so riled up about it and then transition into this next paragraph here. But We Make Art is taking a short summer pause for the month of August. I'm practicing what I preach, modeling here that rest is so essential. And I know for myself from years past that those heavy weeks of August are challenging for me at times. They can be. Depends on really depends on the heat and what my complex PTSD does. But it's becoming better with each year. So I'm giving myself grace ahead of time this summer and really planning in a window of time to be with the energy of summer and explore what art I find in that time. So yeah, no shows for the month of August, but I'll be sharing some of my favorite past reflections and most loved posts over on socials while I rest, recalibrate, and let the next season of conversations take shape. And even though I'll be quiet here, Elemental Alchemy is always ready to support you. So check out the link in the show notes if you want to explore our offerings there. I trust that the swollen days of summer will bless you with rest and relaxation and some gentle steps back to your art. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in September.